Wednesday night, we are in our niggun meeting, and we have a lot of things to do today. Let's start with a happy niggun. So, today we want to talk about all kinds of levels of Simcha. Like I wrote to you, the levels of Simcha we're going to talk about. So, the first level is just being happy to be. Be happy to be alive. That's the first Simcha, the first level. We don't need a reason for that. Just being here is a reason to be happy. I remember when I was a kid, they used to sing. This one? אשרינו מה טוב חלקנו ומה גורלנו. אשרינו מה טוב חלקנו ומה נעים גורלנו. מה יפה ירושתנו ומה יפה ירושתנו. אשרינו מה טוב חלקנו ומה נעים גורלנו. אשרינו מה טוב חלקנו אשרינו מה טוב חלקנו ומה נעים גורלנו. מה יפה יפה ירושתנו ומה יפה יפה ירושתנו. So no niggun. Maybe you should do the Chabad אשרינו. Not the fast one, let's do the slow one. So the first level of happiness is just being happy to be. Then even in this song, there were a few levels there. אשרינו מה טוב חלקנו, שאנו יהודים, ומה נעים גורלנו, שאנו חסידים, ומה יפה ירושתנו, שאנו חסידי חב"ד. You have levels of being happy. So also for Purim, for Adar, Mishnichnas Adar, it's from the Sikha of the Rebbe. There's a few levels of happiness. So the first one is just being. Second one is Simcha shel Mitzvah. When you do a mitzvah, you're happy because when you do a mitzvah, you get together with Ribono Shel Olam. So it brings a lot of happiness. You know the Ivdu Hashem Simcha. Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha. Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha. Bohu lefanav lefanav b'irnana. Bohu lefanav b'irnana. Bohu lefanav lefanav b'irnana. Bohu lefanav b'irnana. Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha. Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha. Bohu lefanav lefanav b'irnana. Bohu lefanav b'irnana. Bohu lefanav lefanav b'irnana. Bohu lefanav b'irnana. There's probably another Ivdu that I don't remember. There's the Anav Dadekut Shebrichu, the Sagid Nakame. There's a Chabad niggun, and there's also a famous one. I don't remember it right now, so we won't do it. Let's go on. The second level of Simcha is Simcha of Shabbos and Yom Tov. Shabbos and Yom Tov is the next level. It's more Simcha than every day because there's a special light in the world, a special connection, there's Neshama Yetera. So let's do Shabbos and Yom Tov niggun. Probably 60 something or 70 something. I didn't choose ahead of time. sing it sometimes with the words, Imesak Shamayim Shamat. If I go up to heaven, you there. You're still far away. But if we fall down, if we fall down to some mishaps, Hashem is with us right there. So let's do two songs that connected with Purim. I don't know why now, because we're in this mood of a little deeper. But the next level will be Mishnichnas Adar. When Adar comes in, the Simcha goes up. So just before that, let's do the niggun from chapter 22. בחבת
תסגור את האור. אני לא רוצה לסבול את האור הזה דקה. לא, לא, אין שנייה. תסגרי את האור. לא.
אל תתערב בי.
כן תתערב.
אבל אני רוצה לחפש את
לא, okay. Sorry. That's why I have my mouse ready next to me to silence whoever has his microphone open by mistake. בחבת חרובתנו is an old Chabad tune. Some people say it's from Rabbi Meir Shapir Milublin, but there's a Chabad niggun that sounds so much like it. We're going to do right after. You know what? Let's do the other way around. Let's do the Chabad song first, that we know it's Chabad, in Sefer Nigunim. Nigun, number. I need to remember my numbers. The niggun is called Tashev Enosh Adaka. It's niggun 202. Tashev Enosh Adaka. This niggun is ancient. It's from the time of the Alter Rebbe, and there's an opinion that it's from the Alter Rebbe himself. Interesting. Now that's the other one, Bechabatchu, that is Rabbi Meir Shapir of Lublin used to sing it. We don't know if it's his niggun or he heard the Chabad one, and according to that, he did his one. Could you hear that it's very much like the other niggun, that they're talking with each other? So we know that Purim is a very, very high time. Purim is only as Purim. So let's start with the beginning of Adar. They say, משנכנס אדר מרבים בשמחה. משם, 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 נכנס אדר. משם, 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 נכנס אדר. משנכנס אדר מרבים בשמחה. משנכנס אדר מרבים בשמחה. ומשם, משם, 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 The origin of this song is probably not Jewish. I don't know what the origin is. There's another song for Purim that you all know, and it's a Hasidic niggun, but people don't know that it's Hasidic. I think it's an Israeli song. But let's first have a few more words about Adar. We say, משנכנס אדר מרבים בשמחה. When Adar comes in, you have to add happiness. How much happiness is supposed to add? When are you supposed to add it? So they say it's like the Hanukkah candles. The first night, one candle is wonderful. That's the whole mitzvah. Perfect. That's enough. Second night, that's from yesterday. You have to do more. So add another candle. So you do two candles. Third night, you need 3. You keep adding. Then מרבים בשמחה, כמו שעושים, how do you call it, in Hanukkah candles? מוסיף והולך. You add more and more. So on Adar also, מרבים בשמחה, you have to add simcha. The more the time goes on, you have to be more besimcha. So every day, there's more simcha till we get to the simcha of Purim. And the simcha of Purim is simcha already me'al tam v'dat. You're supposed to be happier than, here, that's happiness. You're supposed to, here, Dina is going to get also a funny hat. Okay. On Purim, we get to such a level of simcha that it's simcha of above tam v'dat. Tam v'dat is if you have taste and you have reason. I know why I do it because I have a reason, but if you get to above tam v'dat, it's like, you don't know, you go above your reasoning, I want to say above imagination. You can't imagine how high you can get. You can get to such a level, you can mix up between Arur Haman and Baruch Mordechai. You don't know who was to bless. You know, Haman has to be blessed because thanks to him we have this holiday. So there's all kinds of things. There's a lot of midrashim. There's beautiful, beautiful stories about the story of the Megillah. You better read it and get ready for Purim. But Purim is a very high time. It's very serious. And Purim we can do tshuva. The heavens are open, especially at the night of Purim and Chatzot and midnight. We can ask whatever we want. It's amazing. The king is not, Hashem is not in the Megillah, but every time the king is mentioned, that's Hashem. So he's right there. So we should do a Purim song. So I want to do first the song from, you know it. Wonderful, yeah. This is a song for Hakafos and Simchas Torah by the Boyan Hasidim. It's a Boyan niggun, maybe even earlier from Rojin. And this song was taken and made into a kids, Israeli kids song of Chag Purim. But I tried to play the original. I hope I played it right. It's a boyan song for Hakafas and Simchas Torah. The Hasidim even have which Hakafa they sing which song. Each Hakafa has its own song. This is the second Hakafa, I think, in boyan. But here's another one. This one was brought into our singing from a non-Jewish source, but it was beguiled. It was converted into Yiddishkeit by a Rabbi, kanir'eh, because I wanted to stop playing it. I learned it's a Hungarian song or even a Romanian drunkard song. You know it. When I play it, you recognize it. My mother used to sing it to me in Hungarian. She knew a song in Hungarian. It's a drunkard song from the taverns, from the bar. And they say that one of the Tzan's Rabbeim went by the bar and heard the song and really liked it. And he took it and turned it into a... Maybe it's time to do the Shoshanat Yaakov. How many Shoshanat Yaakov do you know? I used to know 2 Israeli ones that I'm from childhood and 2 from Chabad. I learned there's another Chabad one that I don't know yet. It's from Rabbi Aaron Charitonov. Maybe next year I'm going to write down the notes and I'll learn it so I can play it for you. I'll send you a recording in the group as Hashem. But there's the famous Shoshanat Yaakov that everybody sings. Shoshanat Yaakov, Shoshanat Yaakov, Sahala v'samecha, Birotam Yachad. That's not the famous one. It's also known. I meant Shoshanat Yaakov, Sahala v'samecha, Birotam Yachad, Chelet Mordechai. Shoshanat Yaakov, Sahala v'samecha, Birotam Yachad, Chelet Mordechai. Tshuatam hayita lanezach betקוותם. שושנת יעקב צהלה ושמחה ברותם יחד חלד מרדכי. שושנת יעקב צהלה ושמחה ברותם יחד חלד מרדכי. תשועתם היית לנצח ותקוותם בכל דור ודור. ברוך מרדכי היהודי. So that's one you know. Okay. Let's do a one from Rav Ginzburg. We didn't do it in the Hebrew, let's do it here. שושנת יעקב, צהלה ושמחה, ברותם יחד, תשועתם היית לנצח, ותקוותם So that's a very happy Shoshanat Yaakov. In the men group, there's at least 5 Shoshanat Yaakov every day now. So I can't follow them and I won't play it for you. But by the other Hasidiyot, every year they have a new Shoshana Yaakov. By Mojitz, every year. By Gur, they have Shoshana Yaakov this year or that year. And every year there's a new Shoshana Yaakov, at least one. And by Vizhnis, by Tzans, by Satma, there's so many Sadigura, there's so many Shoshana Yaakov going in the group, it's amazing. I'll send you just a few of them. But let's do 2 of Chabad. The 2 known one of Chabad. Now, one of them is an older one. It's from the times of the Alter Rebbe, from the Talmidim of the Alter Rebbe. It's interesting. Both Shoshanat Yaakov and Chabad are humorous. You can't keep a straight face. You can't do them too seriously. I'm going to do transpose. I'm going to use the piano. Okay. Now I'm going to have a more comfortable time singing it. I didn't say what number it is. Number 54. No, not yet. Straight from the opera. I'm an opera singer today. now. So that was number 54 on Sefer Nigunim. So I didn't tell you ahead of time. The next one we're going to do is the other Shoshanat Yaakov. It's 131. It's 231. Reish Lamed Aleph, Sefer Nigunim. This niggun was written by a very serious composer, and we didn't know it could be so funny and so humorous. That's Rabbi Shalom Charitonov that wrote Ki. He wrote that one, but he also wrote this funny Shoshanat Yaakov. Shoshanat Yaakov. It's going to be too low for me. No, maybe one less. Shoshanat Yaakov. Tzala v'samecha me'ot tamiyach. Techelet Mordechai. Shoshanat Yaakov, tzala v'samecha me'ot tamiyach, techelet Mordechai. תשועתם הייתה לנצח, ותקוותם בכל דור. תשועתם הייתה לנצח, ותקוותם בכל דור. שכל קובך לא יבוא שוב ולא יקל מולצה להודיע שכל קובך לא יבוא שוב So that's the funny Shoshanat Yaakov. Before we go to do the songs from a book, I would like to do another one by Rabbi Yitzchak. That's ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. It's a nice one. ליהודים הייתה אורה, אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. ליהודים הייתה אורה, אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. ושמחה וששון ויקר. ליהודים הייתה אורה 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 ושמחה וששון ויקר. אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. ושמחה וששון ויקר. אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. I forgot to say in the Hebrew class, and I'll say it now in your class, I wanted to dedicate this shiur for my mother. My mother's yahrzeit was today. It's 1 year since she passed away. Now I'm going out into the world, I can suddenly play music as if I didn't do it the whole year. The whole year I was playing music because I had to, because I was teaching, because I was paid for. And now I can also play music for fun. So for Ilu Nishmata Miriam Esther, Bat Moshe Eliezer, and Bat Rachel, I'm named after her mother that passed away in the Holocaust. My mother was a Holocaust survivor. And she passed away just before Purim, Yud Bet Adar last year. And she chose a very funny time to go away. We didn't have a regular Shiva. In the middle of Shiva, we had to go hear Megillah, do a Suda, give Mishloach Manot. We couldn't receive anything. It's just like her. She could only give. She didn't want to receive anything. She was an amazing lady. So let's dedicate to her some more happy nigunim now. And last week we got to 160, right? Tell me if I'm mistaken. We finished all the nigunei simcha and we got to nigunei rikud, the dance songs, 160. But we can do it without a book. These are non-nigunim. Barikot elachem bracha ad lidai. It's from the time of the Alter Rebbe also. Some people say it's attributed to the Alter Rebbe himself. We don't know. And you can dance at home. Half a tone lower. Let's do V'chol Karnei Reshaim, the next one. The next one is V'chol Karnei Reshaim Agadea in 161. All niggun and two psukim, that's all the Reshaim are going to fall down. instead of putting the book here and blocking your view, I'm putting it on my knees. I'm used to playing with something on my knees. When my kids were babies, I used to put them on my knees and keep playing, and if they have to calm them down, I used to shake them with my knees. So let's do some more dance songs. You can dance at home. Omani Choma, it's interesting, 62. It's a 3-part niggun, and here they have only 2 parts. It's a niggun attributed to Rabbi Yitzchak Berditchev, and we're singing on Sukkot for the Hoshanot on the 3rd day. Omani Choma, Baraka Chama, Gola Vetsura, Damta Tamar. Good to see you, Liba. So let's do it from the beginning, more than what's written in the book. I remember I promised you a story about a niggun with a costume, and I didn't do it. So, the story is about the Shpoile Zayde. His name was Aryeh Leib, and he was called the Shpoile Zayde. And there's a whole story why he was called that way, but that's not for now. But one Shabbos, bringing in the Shabbos, the son of the Rabbi Magid Mezrich, Rabbi Avraham Malach, Avraham the angel he was called, he saw Rabbi, the Shpoile Zayde, he saw him dancing. He said, wow, you know to dance very, very well. Where did you learn to dance like that? Who taught you to dance? So he said, Eliyahu Navi taught me to dance. How come? So he told him the story. The story is that he was going from town to town, from village to village. He was doing a lot of pidyon shvuim. He was releasing people from prison, paying the ransom so they can go out to be free. And he heard a voice from heaven that in this village, there's a poor yid in the dungeon. He needs help. Go save him. So he goes over to the village. He finds out that true enough, there's a yid sitting in the dungeon of the landlord there, the Paritz. The landlords were such dictators, they could do anything they wanted. In their land, they could kill anybody, do whatever they wanted. So this poor yid is sitting in the dungeon. He owed the Paritz, he owed the landlord money. He didn't have to pay, so he threw him into the jail, into the pit in the garden. And of course in the pit he could pay him the money, but it doesn't matter. The Paritz does what he wants. So the Shpoile Zayde comes over. There's a hole there. He says, hey, yid, I came to save you. Liba, you do the pantomime while I'm telling the story. And he sent him, give him some water and some bread, whatever. He gives him something to save his life. And he lowers himself through the hole into this pit in the garden. And the yid says, what are you doing here? One yid is enough. Why were you 2 yid in Galus, So he says, shh, don't worry, I came to save you. Everything's going to be okay. And turns out that tomorrow night is going to be the landlord's birthday. Good, here, we have another hat. The landlord's birthday is going to be tomorrow night. And in the party, there's a terrible part in the party that the poor yid that sits in the pit has to come and dance for the landlord in the skin of a bear. And it usually doesn't end well. So the Shpoile Zayde says, tomorrow night, I'm going in instead of you. He says, no, why should you do that? Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. And that night, Eliezer was sleeping in the cave, kanireh. That's the way I remember the story. Eliyahu Navi came over, maybe he was home and only then he came in. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But that night, Eliyahu Navi taught him a lot of dances. Whatever he's going to need to dance in the palace of the landlord, of the pirates, he should know if it's a valse, if it's a mazurka, polonaise, kozak. There's so many dances, minuet, whatever he needs, he should know how to dance. And he taught him. So the next night comes, and the Shpolezed is already in the dungeon with the poor Yid, and they hear the laughing, and they hear the drunkards and merrymaking, and the poor Yid says to Shpolezed, says, I hear the person coming to take you is the landlord's secretary. The landlord is not so cruel. The secretary is the cruel one. He's the one that because of him in the dungeon, he told the landlord not to forgive me, and you should know he's probably going to be the one leading the bear, so you should know what to do. And sure enough, when they open the gate, they don't check to see if there's another Yid, and if there's another person in, they throw the bear skin on the Shpolezed that pretends to be a poor, beaten up, hungry, thirsty, almost dying Yid, and he crawls in the bear skin to the palace, and the other Yids runs home. Now they bring the bear to the palace, cheering, ha ha ha, it's going to be a lot of fun, and the trumpeter goes, these are the rules of the game. Listen, everybody. If the bear dances well enough, he's released, he can go home. If the bear dances better than his leader, he can jump on him like a bear attacking the cow. But if the bear doesn't dance well enough, we're going to throw him to the dogs and they're going to teach him how to dance. And the landlord had hungry, terribly cruel dogs waiting for this poor Yid to be thrown into the yard. So that's usually what happens. But this time, let's see what happens. So the Shpolezed is in a bear skin. He's starting to dance, and wow, woe and behold, this bear knows how to dance. And the landlord is very happy. He says, play a faster tune, and play a faster tune, and the bear dances, play this dance, play that dance. The bear dances so nicely. He's playing faster and faster and faster. And the secretary that is leading the bear is getting very tired. He's drunk, and he can barely hold on his feet. And then the landlord says, play a kozak. So they're playing a kozak, and they start to dance fast, and the leader, the secretary, falls down, and the bear attacks him, starts to beat him up. And he says, no, let him go. But he says, that's the rule. You said if I dance better than him, I can beat him up. And he won't let him go till the secretary promises he's never going to torment the Jews again, and the landlord is never going to do anything bad against the Jews anymore. And the Shpolezed runs away from there with the bear skin. So nobody else will be suffering this terrible game. Now, they say that the niggun that the Shpolezed was singing is the ones written in Sefer Nigunim as niggun 24. I have to check. Hello, niggun. Which niggun are you? Identify yourself. 24, sure enough. It's Hop Kozak. It's a Kozak, it's a name, but I'm going to do now the other way around. Instead of playing that first, and then the other surprise, I'm going to play the surprise first. One of the jobs I had this year was recording old nigunim. These are the notes I got. Somebody sent me the notes. They're copied from a book called Isha Pele, The Wonder Man. And they said, can you play me this one? So I recorded it. And it says, sounds familiar. What is this song? Who's Isha Pele? What's the book? So I checked it out. And Isha Pele is a book about the Shpolezed. It's a niggun by the Shpolezed. And it's very well known to you through the other song. So listen to this one. It's called Ezrat Avotenu. You help our forefathers. Sounds familiar? Do you recognize the song? Let's do the Hop Kozak, and then we'll go back to this one, and you hear that it's probably the same niggun, the same motives. And which one was first? The Shpoile Zede adopted as niggun, which we think there was the niggun he was dancing there, and he put it into Ezrat Avotenu. Or first he had Ezrat Avotenu, and then it was the Hop Kozak. We don't know. Let's do the Hop Kozak. This one, it's very famous. We have Avam Fried singing it, Hop Kozak. Let's do again the Ezrat Avotenu, and then you hear that it's almost the same song. Amazing, huh? Niggun from the Shpoile Zede. So that was a niggun in a costume, like I promised. We have time? We passed the time. Let's do a little more. You deserve a little more because we started a little late. Come up. So now let's do some more dance nigunim. We did Omani Choma, right? We didn't do Ala Selahach. There's only a few nigunim of dance. Let's see if we have time to do them all. Ala Selahach, also dance nigun. Ala Selahach, Ala Selahach, Selahach, Ala Yitzchak, Ala Selahach, Ala Selahach, Selahach, Ala Yitzchak. So that was 163. 164 is a very well-known niggun. Try to play it the way it's written. Didn't origin in Chabad. It probably came into Chabad from some other Chassidut because it's known in a lot of Chassidiyot. Now here is another one. They sing it in Simcha Torah. 155. Song. It's good for dance. You can't stop it. It goes round and round and round. Here's the next one, 166. Everybody knows this niggun? Anybody recognize it? I'm going to play the way it's written. It's going to be easy. I told you, or you remember from some other place, they used to sing, they tried to sing on this, the Ufarasta. It didn't work out so well, till we got the other niggun for Ufarasta. This is another famous niggun for Simchat Torah, sung on this dance. last number, 167. We got 2 more to go. One slow one and one faster one. You can each dance you can play for such a long time. We're just skimming through them. So here's the last one for tonight, and you all know this one, and it was taken at the time that did I just read about this one? We want Mashiach now? I think I read about it, but I forgot already. That's the time of Gan Yisrael camp. They were looking for a song, and they had a fight about colors, and instead of singing it about what we're going to buy, they took it about let's have Mashiach. So they took this one, Am Yisrael, have no fear, Mashiach will be here this year. I think it's this one, I'm not sure. I have to check it up. And I don't think there's anything written privately on these songs. No. 160 Samech. These are just, they say it's just niggunim for dance, so that's it, all they say.
I think I heard something about the Rabbi choosing, we want Mashiach now for Tzivos Hashem.
Yeah. So we have to check it out. You remind me, that's homework, anybody can find it. It's written on the site, we can bring it into the group. But let's do it. Israel have no fear, Mashiach will be here this year. Israel have no fear, Mashiach will be here this year. We want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we don't want to wait. We want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we don't want to wait. And Israel have no fear, Mashiach will be here this year. Israel have no fear, Mashiach will be here this year. We want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we don't want to wait. Away without delay, Mashiach will be here today. Right away without delay, Mashiach will be here today. We want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we don't want to wait. We want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we don't want to wait. We wanted this Purim already to be with Mashiach. Should be an amazing, wonderful Purim to everybody. And next week we're going to say what happens with a Simcha. If you grow and grow with a Simcha, and you're supposed to add every day, it has to be, how can you be happier than on Purim? So next week we're going to talk about the Simcha after Purim, and we're going to do more Nigunei Simcha. And thank you for being with us. And see you next week. Anybody who wants to join the group who doesn't have the contact information, I'm going to write it down here now. If it reaches, yes, it reaches. I have to be in English. I am in English. Let's do a chat to everybody. I think that maybe, what's his name? J.J. Hecht wrote it for the Tzivot Hashem. Okay, my phone number is, if anybody doesn't have it, 453-4426, 054-453-4426, and my mail. And reminding you, some of the people are donating for this meeting, so it can go on. Everybody is invited if they have, if they can, if they want. Nigunim with 2 G's. I can't see what I wrote. I'm going to finish. 2 strudel gmail@gmail.com.